Clint Howard, and you're watching Project Nerd.
Perfect.
Welcome back to my little podcast, The Horrornaut. I'm Haley, and I don't know about you guys, but every time I see a preview for a new movie, I'm literally sick and tired of seeing possession films. It doesn't matter if it's psychological, a slasher, gore, it doesn't matter. Every single film has this little sprinkle of paranormal activity in it, and I'm sick and tired of it. So what I did was go online and try to do a little bit of research on why exactly every single movie seems to be a possession film of some sort. Okay, so why is every single recent movie that's come out since Paranormal Activity been ghost stories or possession stories or anything in that genre, playing with a Ouija board, whatever? Good question. For one, I think these movies can be made cheaply and done well at the same time. The Taking of Deborah Logan and The Haunting in Connecticut. Those are two really good examples of cheaply made films that are still extremely scary. But just because something can be done cheaply doesn't mean that every single movie should have that aspect in it. One of the most important parts about making a film to me is being imaginative and being different and being able to tell a different story. Just being able to piggyback off of every franchise that ends up blowing up. And it just shows that you don't really have any talent, in my opinion, even though making a movie is talented. I just feel like it's not doing your best work, to put it that way. But just because movies are made cheaply, I feel like it's changed a lot of the ways that stuff has come out nowadays. So why is every single movie that's come out in the past, 5 years since Paranormal Activity, why has every movie been a possession film, B, some sort of haunting or playing with a Ouija board or something in that sense? I would love to know too. But what I've deciphered is that, for one, these possession movies that they keep making are cheap. And cheap movies, the cheaper you can make a movie and the more money you make off of it at the box office, the better. So obviously these people that are creating these films are seeing that, hey, I can spend half the budget on a possession film and make just as much back at the box office. So why on earth would I write a psychological horror film that's not going to do anything? And then I could just spend $500 on some props and make some money at the box office. So it makes sense. But in my opinion, it's super lazy. And if you're like a writer, director, or producer, your vision, or what I think would be your vision, is to create something that hasn't been done before on a cheap budget rather than just piggybacking off of everybody else's ideas. And speaking of everybody else's ideas, franchises are a huge fucking reason that we keep seeing these movies. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. The Conjuring, Paranormal Activity, Insidious, all these huge franchises are consistently making money. So why would you stray too far from the idea that people are going to want to come see in the theater? Bringing me to my point, just because we're seeing a lot of these possession films and they're really tired and played out doesn't mean that there's not still good films like that coming out. Hereditary and Saint Maud, I bring up these two movies all the time, but they are the two best examples of these damn near perfect horror movies, and in this instance, two perfect horror movies that are based on either like some sort of possession or some sort of ghostly interaction. I don't know. Personally, I'm sick of seeing it. It's always nice to come across a movie like Saint Maud that is just like mind-blowing. It looks great. The story's great. Okay, so I don't know about y'all, but like I said, I'm just tired of seeing these same things over and over again. I can list 10 movies that have come out in the past 3 years that are the same thing. I stopped watching possession movies in freaking 2015 because I was sick of it. It's just like the whole zombie thing in video games. It's played out. It's a perfect example. When I was in theater class in high school, my teacher would always say that to steer away from comedy, like when we're writing or presenting some sort of idea, because comedy is relative. Like, not everybody is going to think the same thing is funny. That's why I always say that horror is also relative. Just because somebody finds one thing scary doesn't mean the other person is going to find something scary. But for some reason, something that really touches people's hearts is ghosts and possessions and stuff like that. And it makes sense because it ties back all the way to like religions and stuff like that. But still, any of these avid horror watchers are honestly just sick and tired of seeing the same thing played out over and over. And if there's any directors of any sort watching this, please stop. Stop, because the money's going to eventually run out. We're going to eventually be tired of it. Let's do some werewolf movies. Let's do some vampire movies. Something, anything besides the typical possession film. I can't. I literally can't. See, moral of the story. It makes sense why they're making the same film. Like I said, money. It's the same thing that any other thing is made. Everybody just wants money, and it doesn't matter about what the viewers think about it, what the viewers want to see. Jaws has fucked that up for us. If the movie and the franchise that they can create out of that is going to make money, that's what we're going to see. And unfortunately, with where film is right now, it's going to continue like that for a really long time, unless we see maybe like some sort of platform where people can create movies and ideas and then they get picked up from there. But until that happens, I really don't see this changing anytime soon until people have literally just written the last possession movie that can be written. And that's all I've got for you, literally. I know that was short, but like I was wondering the same thing. I had to look it up and be like, tell me exactly why possession movies keep coming out. I'm sick of it. If you guys have any questions like me, or also want to find out some cool information about horror, on my Instagram, I like to go through old pictures and kind of give you guys information about it. I also review movies on my Instagram. So if you want to see actual lists and stuff you can watch rather than me just ranting about bullshit, follow me on my Instagram. And while you're on Instagram, follow Project Nerd as well. They're amazing, and they're also giving me this cool platform that I was wanting for the directors, for me myself as a little baby podcaster. So I appreciate Project Nerd, and I appreciate you guys for supporting us, and I will see you guys next week.